Couple hours. Want to bring in now Democratic Congressman Glenn Ivey of Maryland to talk more about this. Congressman, you voted in favor of this continuing resolution. Thank you for joining us on this. I know it's been a long day for you, long couple of weeks. Talk me through your decision here.
Well, it's pretty easy, I think. Certainly the decision to vote on this bill, after we'd had a chance to review it, we made an initial request for 90 minutes to review it. Republicans denied that, so given some of the recent history, that raised some concerns about whether we could trust the representation they made that it was a clean bill. But after we had a chance to take a look, we agreed, and basically they came around to the position that soon-to-be Speaker Hakeem Jeffries had taken several months ago, in saying that give us a clean bill. We wanted Ukraine with this, but we can get that later. But pretty much we got a clean bill. It didn't have a lot of the crazy stuff that had been in there a few days ago. If you recall, we had language in there cutting, a million people off Meals on Wheels, 150,000 teachers gone, no pay for, troops and Border Patrol if the government had shut down. So we were able to circumvent all of that. They took all of it out. So I think it's a big win for the American people, and obviously Democrats were pretty pleased with it.
So I'm getting a note now that the Senate is standing in recess, subject to the call of the chair. We know this thing has to get through the Senate. Obviously, if it gets to the Senate, then it's going to hit the president's desk. All have to happen before midnight to avert this government shutdown. It seemed like the biggest uphill battle was getting it through the House. So if we can, for a moment, Congressman, look ahead, right? Speaker McCarthy was asked just now after the vote about where he stands on Ukraine, and he said specifically, well, I've always said I don't want to write a blank check to Ukraine. I don't think anybody supports something like that, but didn't necessarily give a clear answer on where he stands. And I know that you are in favor of continued support to Ukraine. How, in fact, do Democrats ensure Ukraine gets the funding that they need to continue this war against Russia?
Well, I think there's strong support for that. One of the amendments that was voted on earlier this week, I believe there were 300 votes in favor of defending the money that was going to Ukraine. There was an amendment, I think by Mr. Gates, actually, to cut the funding, and it lost, heavily. So I think those numbers are going to hold. If we can get an affirmative vote for it on the floor, or a chance to vote on it on the floor, it'll get the 300 number again. And there's obviously strong support in the Senate. So I think there's strong support, certainly among the Democratic Party. The Republican Party's having their issues. They've been having a lot of issues this year on almost everything, but we've still got strong enough majorities to make sure we get the support to Ukraine that it needs so they can fend off the Russian aggression and protect NATO.
Can you get it done in 45 days?
You mean Ukraine? Yeah. My hope is yes, I think so. I think the support is there. Really, it's just a question of getting a vehicle on the floor on the House side to move it forward. I don't know that we're going to need more than 45 days to do that. I think there certainly will be aggressive support to moving something way sooner than that. I would hope in the next week or two, if we actually are in session. We got a report a little while ago that they're planning votes over the next 2 weeks. If that's the case, I'm hoping we can do something with Ukraine either then or in the very near future.
So, Congressman, I just want to leave you on this. It's a question I've been asking some of your other colleagues that I've had on throughout the last few hours as well, which is, I know that there's been some reporting Speaker Emerita Pelosi has been discouraging and or warning folks in the House away from necessarily supporting McCarthy if, in fact, a motion to vacate is brought up by, for instance, Congressman Matt Gaetz. Where do you stand on this?
I think we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. It appeared to me that Congressman Gaetz was trying to, get the attention of the chair. At the time, we gavelled down and the motion to adjourn was granted. So he may come with a motion to vacate as early as next week. But I think we'll have to see where we stand then and certainly follow our leaders. Hakeem Jeffries was outstanding today. The hour speech that he delivered, I think, was one for the ages. His leadership tactically has been outstanding, too. So following Hakeem Jeffries has been great for House Democrats and really for the nation.
Congressman, enjoy your Sunday. We'll see you back at it on Monday, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that wraps up a eventful last 2 hours or so. Just to bring you up to speed, if you are just joining us, we are in the midst of what seems to be this long marathon of will we or won't we avert a government shutdown. A continuing resolution, a stopgap, has in fact been passed in the House on a bipartisan level. That is